All right, ready? One,
Yeah.
two, three. Hello, everyone.
Hi, hi,
Um,
hi.
as you probably heard, and if you didn't, I'm sorry because I tried to plan for y'all to hear that. This is our first boozy episode. Um, Two reasons. One, I mean, Amy and I have kind of talked about doing this. We just didn't really know when or what episode to do. But two, I'm actually just coming from the bar with some of my work friends, so I'm already a little woohooed. Uh, I'm feeling myself. I'll put it that way. So I had to continue, and I had to force Amy to join.
Yeah, most of the time doesn't take too much convincing for me, but if you didn't know
Right.
Parker was tipsy, you could hear
Yeah.
him have a conversation with
I'm
basically himself for 30 minutes when he called me on the phone.
Yeah, driving home because I needed someone to talk to. I have yet to officially be diagnosed, but I'm 99% sure I am ADD. And when I drink, it comes out even more. So I know I talk a lot sometimes in some of our other episodes, a little bit more than Amy some days. But this one, I'm already going to apologize in advance. I will probably be doing 80%, not 85% of the conversation tonight because I don't shut up when I drink, which is part of an issue. But here's to that. Cheers,
Cheers,
Amy.
cheers.
What is your drink of choice tonight?
So tonight we actually just recently bought these Simply Lemonade.
Ooh,
Drinks Simply Spiked Lemonade. The flavor is watermelon.
interesting. So I've had this at the bar a handful of times, but high noon.
Mm,
I was a little hesitant on trying those because it talked about like vodka and real juice, which I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll do vodka and pretty much anything because it's a very neutral, per se, alcohol to
yeah.
add into something. But one of my friends from work, she really, for lack of a better term, pressured me into trying one. I think I had the watermelon for the first time. I was like, damn, this is really good.
They are good.
So,
We're out of them right now. It's a bummer because I love the way that they sell them by flavor.
yes,
You can get
well,
a 4 pack, but it's
I'm doing the
only
kiwi right now,
four.
and it's actually really good. I thought I got the lime when I brought it up here because my office is upstairs. But it's apparently kiwi, and it tastes great.
Yeah, I've had just a few so far, but I'm really digging them. I like them better than like the White Claws, like the seltzers. I'm just not a fan of seltzer. I like a lot
Yes,
of flavor, so this lemonade one it's nice.
I like seltzers. Like, don't get me wrong. Give me a Truly. I'll do a black cherry. I'll do a lime or whatever. But they're they're all like oh, oh god, I just lost. What are they? Trulies? Trulies. Yeah.
Truly.
Um, can you tell I've been drinking? Truly, I have. No, not Trulies. White Claws. Wow,
Yes.
we just said it.
Yeah,
God,
I'm
my
just.
memory's awful.
Oh my lord.
But anywho, um, excuse me. Um, White Claws are almost like the LaCroix of the alcohol world. They're like, they're good, but they're like a hint of flavor. Where
Yeah,
these
that's
high
not enough.
noons, I mean, they truly say they're like made with real fruit juice or whatever. They're really good. I mean, I can taste the alcohol, of course, but they're not like
No, and it's
alcoholish.
enough.
Like,
It's enough flavor where it's good, but it's not too much where you can have quite a few. Like I'm finding, like I found
right?
with these lemonades, like that's good for like one or two, but after that, like that's just too much sugar, like too much
Yeah,
flavor.
it's not overly sweet either. Where it's just like one of my kind of go tos when I really don't know what I want. Like I have two main go tos. I have Captain and Coke, and I've asked for a Captain and Coke one time. Actually, it's at
So good.
Luha's. Um, I asked for a Captain and Coke, but they made it with well rum and not Captain. And like I understand because it was Mug Night, so I know you know what Mug Night is. For those who don't know
Yep.
what Mug Night is, what was it? Thursdays, I think it
It
was.
was Thursdays at a bar in East Lansing, so Michigan State. There was a bar, smallest bar you could go to,
Literally. Oh
and
my gosh, it was
if
so
you
tiny.
brought a mug with you, so they're like
If you had one,
if you had one,
otherwise you'd buy one.
You buy one there, but
It
a
had to
mixed
be a
drink,
Lou and
a
Harry's
Luha's
mug.
mug. It's like that restaurant's mug or bar's mug, and if you bring it on a Thursday, it's $5 for a mixed drink, and
Well,
$2.
mixed drink
Yeah, and two
for
dollars for
domestic
a beer.
use. Yep.
Yeah, which
So
is a
yeah.
good deal, but
So
I always threw up.
I well, right, and I knew it was for well drinks, well liquors, but I specifically asked, like, like, I understand I will be paying full price, but I want a Captain and Coke. I did not ask for a rum and Coke. I asked for a Captain and Coke, and she made it with well rum, and I about threw up because well rum is disgusting in my opinion. Because out of all the liquors, like rum probably is my favorite, and then vodka is an easy second. Because I mean, vodka pretty much goes with anything.
What also makes a
But I
difference
asked
if
for a
it's
Captain and
spiced or not.
Coke, not a rum and Coke.
Yeah.
True, that's fair. I
Like if
will
it's
give
a
you that.
regular rum, then
But,
that's
yeah.
just not going to work the same as a Captain.
I was, yeah, I was very, very disappointed because she made it with well, and I was just, but I'm also like that person where it's like I'm not gonna complain unless it's like
No.
I will not eat it or drink it in this case.
I've never complained. We got whenever I always make this mistake when we go like out to eat or something. I'll get a drink, but I can't drink and eat at the same time. So
Yeah.
I have to drink a little bit before, and then I eat, and then I drink a little bit after. I'm like, this is pointless for me to get drinks out unless I'm just drinking and then
Well, that was
eating, or
tonight.
like drinking and having an app, because like with a meal I just don't drink it. So I'm like, Eric, tell me to stop doing this. Like, why am I ordering a drink? It's just a
I
waste.
got a flatbread tonight, and it was a buffalo chicken flatbread, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Was it good?
Because apparently they do like weekly specials, and this week was buffalo chicken, so they had a bunch of different like buffalo chicken recipes. Well, the little menu thing, it said buffalo chicken flatbread, and it explained everything that was on it. It said blue cheese crumbles, which I don't dislike blue cheese.
Barf.
Like, it's not one of my favorite cheeses, but I will eat it. Like blue cheese dressing, I'll have. But when I tell you the entire fucking thing was covered in blue cheese. I mean, the entire top, like it was cut
Nope.
into 4 sections. The middle 2 sections, it literally looked like it was sitting out for a month with the amount of like mold. Because of course, for those who don't
Yeah,
know,
blue
blue cheese
cheese.
is actually mold. Um, it looked like it was sitting out for a month. There was so much blue cheese on it, and I was just like, I'll do the outsides where there's not a lot, like the two outside edges,
Yeah.
where there wasn't a lot of blue cheese, but there was so much blue cheese.
Ew.
I'm like, I
No.
can't, like,
You always sub
I
ranch.
don't dislike
Always
blue cheese,
sub
but I
ranch.
don't like that much blue cheese.
Always you
Well,
sub
I should
ranch.
have. And she's like, "Are you still working on that, or can I get you a box?" I'm like, "No, honestly, I'm done. Like, I'm not a huge fan of blue cheese, but it's like, or no, I said it was like I like blue cheese, but this is just a little bit too much blue cheese for me." So, I felt so bad, and I could kind of tell the waitress was not really disappointed, but I could kind of give a negative sort of vibe from her. So I was a little saddened to have to tell her like I'm not gonna finish it. It's
Yeah.
gross, essentially for
Yeah.
me. I mean, I paid full price for it. Like I don't. At that point, I'm buying
Wait.
something because I want to try it.
Well,
So
yeah, and the other
I
thing
will
is
pay
like
for
after
it,
you start,
but-
you ate it and you discovered you didn't like it. You ate plenty. You know, you didn't have
Right.
2 bites and be like, oh no, or like, you know what, this is actually too much blue cheese. But yeah, no, I always sub ranch or
Yeah,
just stay without
last
it.
Week, last week, my friend Lindsay came down. We went to Hopcat. I know you and I know it from college, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have one in Indy. We have one here in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, they're pretty common.
Well,
just
there's
not-
only like 9 of them.
Oh,
Like
maybe
it's a
they're not.
chain, but there's like Ann Arbor, East Lansing, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Indianapolis, and I think like 3 other places. So if
Oh.
anyone's listening not in the kind of Midwest region or in one of those cities, guarantee they have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
But I got a like barbecue chicken melt or something, and it was cold when I bit into it, and I was like, I only took 2 bites. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. And the waitress came over, and she's like, "How is everything?" I'm like, like honestly, is it? Well, I asked. I'm like, "Is it supposed to be warm?" She's like, "Well, so here's the thing about this one. The term melt really kind of
It's loosey goosey.
Yeah, it makes you think it's gonna be a warm sandwich because it's a melt, but what really it is more like a chicken salad sandwich, so it's supposed to be cold. And I'm like, I really really hate to be that person because of course I've worked in like food service, customer service type
Yeah.
things before, so like I hate being that person, but I also know that like speak your mind. I'm more than happy to make you something you want because my job is to make you happy essentially.
Right.
Um, so fortunately, she's like, "Yeah, no problem. Like, is there anything else I can get you?" And I got something else that I knew I liked. Fortunately, so she was a doll. Oh my gosh, she was amazing on it. But I just hated being that person. But yeah, same thing. I ordered something. I was like,
Yeah.
this is not
But at
good.
least
I'm so
you
sorry.
returned it immediately rather than like
Right.
waiting to be done and being like, yeah, I hated it. This reminds
Oh
me
yeah.
though. I was thinking of
It's
this
completely
Snapchat.
gone. This is not what I
Yeah.
ordered. This is not what
I
I like.
hated
Why
it.
did you eat the whole damn thing?
So at this restaurant, me and some of my coworkers go to so one of them, she goes every Thursday. Like this is her Thursday spot after school.
Mhm.
And like different people can come every Thursday. You know, not everyone goes
Right.
every single Thursday. Some people come and go. Well, last week we had I'm one of those people that generally goes because I'm like, well, might as well do something.
Yeah,
I
you're
have
young.
had
You got nothing else to do.
exactly, and like the food is fine. Well, it's a Mexican place, and the food is fine. But there's a place that Eric and I like better. So when I
Is this the
have the
place
food,
you have your
yeah,
own mug
yep.
or whatever?
So yeah, so it's fine. So I generally don't eat. I'll have like chips and salsa or like chips and queso. And a few times like my queso has been cold, and I'm like,
Ooh,
Amanda, this
queso's
is
not good cold.
cold. And she goes, excuse me, can you warm this up for her? And I'm like, thanks. I'm not gonna ask, but she'll like
Right.
tell them what to do because she's there all the time. Like she knows all the waiters. So yeah, so apparently I've been going pretty frequently lately. And like
But
two
you
weeks
have
in a
your own
row,
mug.
I have my own cup there. So I have my own. I get a
Or
like
cup,
frozen
excuse
strawberry
me.
margarita, and so 2 weeks ago, our waiter brings me out my frozen margarita in this glass, and it looks like a martini glass, but it's like
The
thicker glass, like
classic
the
kind
shape of
of
it.
margarita glass.
Yeah, and the base is red
Yeah.
and like the rim is red. It's so pretty. And he told us that it's the only one that they have in the restaurant. The only type of glass that they have. That's the only kind, only one of its kind, right? And he goes, "We used to have two. One broke. You know, whatever."
Now we only got the one.
So the next week, he's our server again, right? Because they generally work the same schedules. I
Right.
had my coworkers order ahead for me because I was running late and we had to go. I had to leave pretty quickly, and so I was like, "Can you just order ahead?" I get there and he brings out my drink in my glass in my cup specifically for me. Like he recognized me and brought me my cup again intentionally.
I love that.
It was
Well,
amazing. So
my
we're
friends,
going tomorrow's Thursday, so we'll see if I get it the three-peat
right.
cup.
My friends here in Kalamazoo, we kind of had have a similar. Well, I had back in the winter where there wasn't much to do. Of course, it was kind of cold and nasty outside. We would go to one of the local bars here who had karaoke on Saturdays, and one of the bartenders actually, I know him now. We're pretty good friends, um, but he told one of my friends one night that we were there. He's like, "Hey, just give me a heads up if you guys are coming. Like, I'll reserve this table where you guys normally sit, because like we would come, and kind of how the bar is set up is just like a big U, so all the like tables are a U around the bar, and we would sit in the kind of like the back corner, which had I think three high top tables that fit like 4 or 6 people. And what we would do is because they're all kind of sitting side by side to each other, we would all move them like end on end. So we would take that like entire section because like we had a pretty big group, but it was a bunch of like volleyball people. Um, and he was just like, "Hey, just give me a heads up when you guys come. Like, I'll reserve these tables for you."
Yep,
So
yeah,
yeah,
she
same
has
thing.
her
We
her
came
table.
enough that they knew we
Yep.
were coming.
Oh yeah, she has a table, table 12. That's where you go, and it's fantastic. It's fun though, and then like it's just nice to see people out and outside of work and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I had
Well,
another train of thought, but I just got
what's new
distracted.
with you lately besides your drinking?
Everything. Oh my
How's
gosh.
work going? It's what you've been there a couple weeks now, I think.
Yeah, this is week 4. So to update everyone, the update you've all been waiting for, I finished organizing my library today. or
Yay!
2 days ago, I think, maybe yesterday. I finally have everything labeled. Everything's in its place. Had to buy a new bookshelf, but everything is there. My kids literally applauded when I told them it was ready. Because they're like,
No, seriously,
finally,
I got
you've been working
Snapchats
out
from her,
forever.
and some of these books, or not books specifically, like individually, but it was ridiculous the amount of books you got. Because didn't you say, I think we talked about it last week, that didn't one of the other teachers like bring a
Yeah.
handful of books
Oh,
to you, like,
oh,
here,
literally 300 books. Because I
three
cataloged them
like
all. I
three
cataloged
zero
them all.
zero.
300. I cataloged them all. That way we can do like a checkout system, and I could organize it, a little bit easier. At
That's
least
crazy.
300. Because I have multiple series. I didn't catalog, kept it on like Diary of a Wimpy Kid 1, 2, 3. So I just said Diary of a Wimpy Kid, this book, Magic Treehouse, Goosebumps,
1, 2, 3,
all
4,
of
and 5.
those. Yeah, I didn't do that. I don't have time for that. But we have at least 300, and I have multiple class sets of books. Like I have enough for every kid and me to have wholes to read together. Frindle, like I have 3 or 4 different books that I have plenty. Oh, there's some ears.
Was Evie.
For all the kids to have one. So I'm excited about that. So that's done. Finally getting into a groove here. I volunteered to run, because I'm not busy enough, I volunteered to help run a club.
Ooh, what club?
It's called, what is it called? Student Spotlight, something like that. The name's kind of funky. So we are doing basically like spotlighting 6th grade students in a showcase. So like our club, the kids we're working with will help us kind of gather information, like trophies they have, like things they're interested, kind of like an all about me as the 6th graders, because now we're like K6 building, and then they can show off prizes they've won, like if they've entered stuff in state fairs, which is very common around here, like trophies, sports trophies, and just fun stuff that they want to show off.
State fair in the sense of like county, like 4-H stuff?
Yes. That's what I mean. Yep, county fairs.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah, so stuff like.
Honestly, that's a really good segue to kind of what's been going on in my life recently. I don't want to cut
Well, that
you
was
off.
just one thing.
Right. Okay, continue. I'll circle back to this.
Podcast wise, didn't announce I got my new car a month ago.
She did.
I did.
Beautiful.
It's so beautiful. She's so pretty and clean. I have I got the car wash pass.
Those, oh my gosh, I have one of those. That was, my mom had one when she was working up in Cadillac, and like, of course, growing up and then into college, I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why would you have that? Well,
It's
now
phenomenal.
that I live in an area that I can do that myself, oh my gosh, it's a godsend.
It's phenomenal because my car is white.
Oh.
And so any dirt, which I
At
knew
least
it'd
you
get
don't
dirty.
live on a dirt road, though.
I do not live on a dirt road, and I knew it'd get dirty. I'm like fine with it
I
being
used
dirty,
to.
but I was like,
It was
I need
awful.
this.
Yeah.
I need it. I need it. It's just
The one I
beautiful. I've
have-
always wanted the white car.
Yeah, the pass that I have not only comes with a daily wash, but it comes with a daily vacuum. So I can like,
Nice.
part of the vacuuming too, they have like these wet towels. I don't know what they're wet with, but some sort of like cleaning agent per se. So not only I can go in and vacuum all the crud out of my
Yeah.
vehicle, but I can also like wipe everything down. So like my dashboard and the front of my radio and stuff, and it is so nice. Which of course,
Yeah.
because I'm used to that now, I'm like, there's multiple times where I'm like, I'm so, like, if anyone ever gets in my car, which is very rarely, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, it's so disgusting. They're like, your car's so clean. I'm like, this is awful. This is not clean.
This is not clean.
It worries me if like my dirty is your clean. I don't want to know what your car.
I don't want to
looks
go
like.
in your car. Yeah, I'm like, Evie's starting to get used to it. She doesn't like it very much. So I have to, with my car, it's like a chain here, so I can go to any location
What do you have?
and get it. It's called Crew.
Crew. I've never.
Yeah,
heard
that's
that
the
one.
brand, and it's unlimited. I noticed it a lot in Indiana. I don't know if it's anywhere else. It's unlimited washes, and they have a bunch of like vacuum stations and everything there. So I'm like so tempted all the time to vacuum her fur out of the car, but
Well, see, mine's a chain as well, but it's only like there's a handful in like the South Bend area region, and then there's one in Niles, now two in Kalamazoo, and then I think somewhere else in the Southwest Michigan area, but I think there's only like 9 or 12 or something like that. So there's not that many, but I mean, there's multiple. So like
Yeah.
if I'm here at the one which they just built next to my new apartment here that I moved in April, which is phenomenal because the other one was 20 minutes across town. Because when I was living over there, I was like, oh, it's right around the corner. I'm gonna get a pass here. So when I moved over here, I was like, oh no. But then when I came back over in this area, I was like, oh, they're building a new one. This is exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're everywhere around here, so it's nice when we're just out and about. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go in the car wash.
Exactly. Oh, that was my car was awful the other day. I think I walked out from work and I was like, why on earth is my car so dirty? Like this is bad. I need to go get it washed.
Yeah, you know what? They have been repaving our parking lot here at the apartments. They repaved it, thankfully, because
Mhm.
the potholes were horrendous. Um, and so like
Or you
all
just
the
service my lot.
all the like there was like black splatter all over my car, not badly, but like looked like water residue. Black spots
Oh,
everywhere. I need to go get it
it's
washed again because
so
like then they
bad.
resealed it, and I was like, well, I just washed it from that. Now I have to go again, which is fine. But like
Make
all of
sure it
that
comes
was
off
getting
though.
on the star. It was. I even had just like a baby wipe the other day, and it was all coming right off.
Okay, good.
No
'Cause,
problem.
yeah,
So
I
I
know,
was
like
like, I just
especially
need to
when
go
it
get
comes
it
to like
done.
that bar and stuff, it does not come off. Well, okay. So the other day, while I was home, I found a chip in my windshield. And fortunately, my insurance, because it was so small, they covered it completely. Like I didn't have to pay a penny out of pocket, which is like, thank you. But after I got it done and I like got it back, I went out to my car, and I don't know if it happened from whatever machine that they put on to fill the little
Hmm.
crack, or if it was there before and I just noticed it after Safe Light. Sorry to name drop, but that's who I went with. But I see this little almost perfect circle of a chip out of my paint on the side of where the chip was in on my car. So I was like, what the hell is this? So I don't know if like they had to attach like a machine to put it on and that's what caused the chip, or same thing, that the reason I have a chip in my windshield, maybe it just nicked the
Was the
side of my
reason the chip on
car
your
and it came out. But I mean, it is almost like a perfect circle of paint missing.
weird?
Um yeah, and I was not happy when I found that because I mean, it's 4 years old now, but this is a relatively new vehicle. It's a 2018. It's only had one owner prior to me, so I was not very happy about
No,
that.
that's frustrating
Um,
as heck.
yeah, no, but my brain, ADHD, like I just said. So coming back to with the thing that you said about 4-H and like trophies and stuff, that reminds me, something new in my life. I want to start doing go get horseback riding lessons.
I love riding horses. I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to do horseback riding lessons.
Did you do English or Western?
English.
Oof. See, there's nothing wrong with English. Don't get me wrong, but nothing about English like makes me want to do it. Like it is really cool. I think it is. I like the dressage, like
Yeah.
the whole. I mean, you look very proper. I mean, exactly how it sounds. It's English, so of course, the the stereotypical Englishman is very proper, and
It is.
they're always well dressed. So of course, dressage being English, you're all dressed well and you got the knee-high black boots and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff. So
Yeah, no,
it
I never
makes
got
sense.
quite that
Um,
fancy. Whoops. Um,
oh, and there goes the camera.
yeah,
So
I'll
for
fix
those
that.
watching at YouTube, you will see this, but for those listening at home, no issue. You might have heard the camera fall.
Or my phone.
But anywho, so like it is really cool for the English style, in the sense of like the jumping and everything else that has to do with dressage, and like I
Yeah.
think polo is also an English style sport. Um, but I'm a very like country aspect person, so of course Western is my preferred style. I'm actually pretty interested in roping recently. So first and foremost, I want to get more proper training in regards to riding, Western style specifically. But um, I growing up, I've had friends who did like barrel racing and stuff, and I've been to a couple of rodeos. I was in FFA in high school, so I have been um, uh, uh, exposed to that aspect. And actually, when I went to the FFA National Convention back in 2015, I believe it was, yeah, October of 2015, it was in Louisville, Kentucky, and there were some people who had ropes, and they were doing some pretty cool tricks, and that kind of really piqued my interest, but I never did more research into it. And I don't know what hit me lately, but something about riding and roping and everything Western stuff really piqued my interest. And I've been, I don't know if I said this already, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I've done like trail riding and stuff with some of my friends from high school. Um, so like I've been on a horse, not multiple, like oh my gosh, but like a handful of times, multiple times. I've watched enough YouTube videos to kind of know the basics, know
Yeah.
what some things are in a horse, how to saddle, how to put a saddle on a horse, stuff like that. So I have a pretty decent understanding. It's just like putting that into practice and actually learning proper technique and all that fun stuff. So I'm um, talking to some of the places around here to possibly do some lessons. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I love that. I love horseback riding. It's very, it's cool.
And something that I learned, well, I guess I won't say learn. Well, no, I will say learned because it's true. Um, if you think about it in a quick sense, like, oh, you're just sitting on a horse, like you're not being active. But no, for those who've like been on a horse, you're
A lot of work.
activating a lot of muscles that you don't realize. So like it's activity. You're being
Hmm.
active by riding a horse.
Well, it's almost like when you ride a bike and you don't realize it until after. Obviously, you feel like some of your leg muscles, but like until you get off of it, and it's like the next day, you're
The,
like, oh my god.
the next day when you wake up, you're like, holy fuck, I'm sore.
Oh my gosh, that happened to me this week. So this was kind of, it was very funny because I did not expect to be sore. So this weekend we went to two different parties because we're cool now, and
Oh,
Saturday we went to this slip and slide party, which was cool.
I saw that. That looks so fun.
Yeah, I did not participate. I didn't participate last year, but I was like, next year I will because they. So
Boo.
I, yeah, but they. So we went to this the Eric's old coworker's house, and they have a great
Was that who
backyard,
that
but
was?
it's a
Okay.
big slope, and then they put a big ass tarp down the hill, put soap on it, put a sprinkler on it, and you slide down into. So they put like blow up pools down at the bottom to stop you from going in their bushes.
Oh, yeah, that would be painful.
Yeah, and so this year they added hay bales to kind of stop. So you like run into the
Dang.
pools and then the hay bales. But someone mentioned that one year, like maybe last year or year before, somebody came out with poison ivy, and I was like, I'm out
Fun fact about
because
poison ivy.
I recently have become not in recent history, like in 2020, I got poison ivy and it got
Hmm.
infected, and it was just disgusting. So I'm like,
Infected?
dude, it was so gross. It was like gold
That's
and
awful.
bubbly and was like dripping down my leg. It was just like, it
Ew.
was so gross. I had it also between my fingers. I had it on my eye. It was popping up all over my body. So I don't know
So,
what changed because I've had it before, but it was
right.
only in that area because I had a pair of
Hmm.
like work gloves that I guess had poison ivy on it. So every time I got put them back on,
Oh,
it got
yeah.
reinfected. But all of a sudden, this one patch, I was so, Dad, he and I were working outside, and like the next day I was like, does this look like poison ivy? He's like, no, it's a bug bite. And I'm like, okay, it's a bug bite. The next
Was
day
it one, though?
it was one little bump, and then all of a sudden it just was like spreading, and I was like, poison ivy,
Yeah, I mean,
like it's
that
just a
can
bug
be
bite. And he's like,
mistaken
oh.
as bug bite, understandably.
Yeah, it was just so funny. He's like, oh.
But
Yeah,
if it
so then
spreads,
he
yeah, then
goes,
it's not a bug bite.
yeah, later that day I walked outside and I looked to where we were working. Yeah, that's poison ivy. I'm like, yeah, think.
Yeah. Yeah. So two things about poison ivy. One, it's actually the oils on the leaf and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like the stem. That's what's actually interacting with your skin. It's the oils. So for those at home listening and didn't know that, fun fact. And the other fun fact about poison ivy, it's actually a hereditary trait. You have the gene in your genome to be allergic to it or not. So like in my case, I'm not allergic to poison ivy, and I can guarantee that because I've actually physically held the fucking plant in my hand like, "Oh, I wonder what this is." Because I have this fancy app on my phone. It's called Picture This. So if any of y'all listening like to kind of learn about what plant is what, highly recommend downloading it. It's called Picture This. You just take a picture of the app, or of the app of the plant,
Plant.
and the app will tell you what it is. It's really cool. But you don't have to pay for it. There's a little cancel button that's really hidden in the top right corner when you open it. So don't fall
Anyway.
for that trick. My mom fell for that trick and had to pay for it. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, so I was holding it in my hand, walking down this path until I got signal back on my phone. Took a picture of it. It's like poison ivy. I was like, "Oops," and
Oh,
it had no
lovely.
reaction. So it's actually like a trait in your
Genetic trait.
body that you are allergic to it or you're not. And if you don't know if you're allergic to it or not, I'll put it this way. If you're 20 years of age or probably older and you've never had a poison ivy reaction, you're more likely than not, I'm not a doctor, do not quote me on this, but you were more likely than not allergic to it because by the age of 20, and if you've been outside like camping, trail hiking, whatever, and you haven't had a reaction, there's a solid chance you're not allergic to it because almost guaranteed you've come
Had that
across it at
opportunity.
least once in your
Yeah.
lifetime. So
Um. Yeah. So that was rough. So I was like, no slip and slide for me. I'm not tempting poison ivy just because it was awful. I
that's
had to
fair.
get steroids and all that. So
Yeah.
then Sunday
Well, even
we were
even the
at
straw though, like just straw on a normal, like your arms, it can
Eric
get
was
so itchy.
all he was all like bruised up
Yeah,
on his
I
back and
can't
like his
imagine
butt was all bruised because of the way he was going down it. He's like,
what,
"Is my
but
back bruised?" He's like, "Is my back bruised?" And I just saw like the line, above his pants. I'm like, "I think your butt's in a bad shape." But so then Sunday, we went
yeah,
to a pool party to celebrate the end of his like rec soccer team.
that's right. It was when he
So we
was
went.
just chilling on the tube, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, he was chilling. Yeah.
He
So
was
we
oh, he
were
was
at.
singing up a storm, wasn't he?
Oh my god, these videos are phenomenal. Like I'm so happy. I took a video and pictures of him. Like this man was straight up chilling.
There better
Um,
be less like a slideshow at y'all's wedding, and that better be in there.
I know. You can hear me now.
There's
But
also a video. I don't know if I have it or Grace or Hannah has it. One of the three of us have the video of him. I don't know if you knew him at the. No, you didn't know him at this point because this was when we came into senior year. Um, RA, we had to do this. I mean this in the most loving way, but this stupid event for all like the early move-in people.
did you say
So it's
this
like
when
all
he
the
was on the
RAs.
thing?
Say it again.
Did you tell the story when he was a guest?
I maybe not. I really don't remember.
Okay.
But we had to do this like event for all these new incoming. For them, a lot of it was like foreign exchange students because of course they come in early. But I mean, we had a handful of domestic students that were there early too, but nobody showed up. So it was just like a giant room full of RAs, and we did like karaoke and stuff. And for those who know Eric who are listening, and those who don't know, Eric loves ABBA, and he specifically loves the song Dancing Queen.
Yep.
So he was up there dancing and lip singing to Dancing Queen in the front of this room with I mean, fortunately, almost all of them were RAs, and there was like probably like four people who weren't RAs, but we all knew each other because we were all RAs together. And he is just like, not like out loud, but singing his heart out and dancing to Dancing Queen by ABBA. And it was the
Mm-hmm.
funniest thing. One of us three have that video, and we'll
Yeah,
have
I
to
think you
send it
guys
to you
share it
because it was.
whenever like those memories pop up. You guys have shared
Oh
that.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
Grace
So
does.
yeah, he was chilling in the pool with his someone's hat on, like the guy's wife. So he used to work with this guy also, and his wife and him were hosting the party, and she put the hat on him. She made him his drink and Snoop Dogg wine bottle. Like it was just a full mood. But so they have a
Oh, is
pool.
Is that the Snoop Dogg thing that
It was a Snoop
whoever was
Dogg
talking
wine.
about? I
Yeah.
didn't catch on to that. I was so lost.
Yeah, the bottle is like Snoop Dogg's wine, and his drinks were being poured into the wine bottle, empty wine bottle for him to drink out of, just because it was funny.
Oh God.
But yeah, so when we were in the pool earlier in the day, there was a bunch of kids there because these guys are all like, all the, like, I want to say adults, but like, you know, the rest of the team were like 30s
21 plus.
or
They're
so.
adults.
Yeah, so most of them have kids. And there was like,
Oh, definitely adults then.
like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like adult. There were like 8 to 10 kids there. And his coworkers' kids and I are like, now we're best friends. Like they're 2 and 5, and we're like besties. But so the kids wanted
You're an
to. They
elementary
have a,
school teacher or something.
I know, like weird. Yeah, the little girl and I, she like, as we were leaving, she wanted me to hold her, and so we were talking, and then her mom's like, "Are you going with Amy?" And she goes, "Love you," to her mom, like she was just gonna come with us. And I was like, "Okay, you guys
Aw.
keep the dog. I'll take her, and we'll be fine." But the
Yeah,
kids
you
wanted to
take
play
Evie, I'll
this.
take the kid.
Yeah, they wanted to play this super fun game where Amy holds the pool floaty so that they can go down the water slide and land on the floaty. It was
Oh.
so funny. But then they wanted me to help them out of the pool. So my arms on Monday morning were so sore because I was lifting all these children out of the pool, and I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I've never been so sore in
Yeah.
my life." But it was a
Well, I
great
mean,
time.
It's the muscles that you don't use all the time. They're gonna be sore. I mean,
I
the first
know.
time. Well, I went to volleyball one time.
Oh, yeah.
Time. And of course, volleyball is a whole set of muscles that you don't use. Not only is it your arms, but it's like running around with your legs.
Yep. Were you playing sand?
No, it was just indoor.
Okay.
I am not kidding you. This was a Friday night. When I woke up Saturday, I felt like death. I could not move. It was probably Tuesday or Wednesday until I could finally like not feel sore walking around.
Yeah,
And
volleyball is brutal.
Thursday was, I think, the day I finally didn't feel anything anymore. It was so bad. Like Saturday, what was weird though, it was like one muscle in my right leg, but a completely different muscle in my left leg. So like when I was going down the stairs, my right leg hurt, but when I was going up the stairs, my left leg hurt because they were
That's
different
so
muscles. And I
funny.
was like, what is going on?
There was one point over the summer where I had to play on the soccer team, and I was like, "You don't want me to," but I played because they needed me, or else they had to play a man down. Or it was this whole drama. And the next day at summer school, I was like, "Guys, I'm not moving out of this chair. I literally cannot get up." I'm like, "I don't run. I'm not a runner, but like, I can't get up."
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was super fun. The last thing I think I wanted
Last
to talk
thing
about,
to talk about today.
yeah, was the
Yeah,
wedding
should I-
updates here.
Yes, wedding updates, and then we'll have to wrap up because we are unfortunately
Yeah.
getting close to time.
Which, first of all, as of today, can you believe it's literally like, let me double check my thing here. So 4
What's up?
months and 20 days.
4 months and 20. That's crazy. I
Insane,
mean,
like,
my sister's been
absolutely
married for
insane.
over a month now. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, my sister's getting married soon. Yeah, no, it's been over a month now.
Yeah, that's been crazy. And like things all of a sudden like started to pile up. Like just I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I need to like look
Do
up
this.
the rest of the things we need to buy," right?
Mm-hmm.
You should see the list I have still, and I had
I don't
a
want to.
like freak out because I was like, "Oh my God. How do we not have all this stuff? That costs so much money." And I was looking
Oh.
up 17 different ways to, like 17 different websites, I swear to
Payment?
goodness,
Yeah.
looking up these things. So like let's take the example like centerpieces, right? We have this super simple thing with like a big vase in the middle, like
Stupid
garland all
expensive
around
thing.
it, and little 2 mason jars, whatever, super simple.
Mm-hmm.
Finding these big jars are at least $10 to $12 a piece, and we need 19
yeah.
more.
Well,
19
I
more.
mean,
That's like
canning.
$200 plus.
Canning jars, what was it? During the pandemic, so 2 years ago, whatever.
Yep.
You could not find canning stuff anywhere. So finally, like all the quart sizes are finally, I think, more or less normally back in stock. But if you're going the big route, which is what the
Twen-
half gallon, but
Six-
well, I mean, maybe you're going to.
I think we have
half
16
gallon.
ounce ones.
16-ounce ones, aren't those quarts?
I think you're
Quart
right.
size? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So, but yeah, I mean, you can get a whatever 10, 15, 20 pack, whatever they are from Meyer, but they're pretty pricey. I mean,
They
I
are.
don't think they're the same price that they were, but pre-pandemic.
No, and we
I
need
mean,
like
everything's
2.
going up, but
Well, yeah, I know. We need like 2
I
per
can't
table.
imagine trying to do all that stuff
It's
Yeah.
it's outrageous. And like some of the stuff we can come back on. Like there was something. Oh, we thought about a photo booth, and I was like, you know what? At this
Mm-mm,
point, it's
not
not
worth
worth it.
it.
Like it's not worth the money for people. Like it's fun, but it's not worth it. Like we're not gonna
Wedding
look at those
photos.
pictures again.
I was gonna say wedding photos. My dad said this, and I think it is a beautiful, beautiful statement because it's an unfortunate true statement. But wedding photos, they're
Yeah,
great, they're beautiful, but you're probably gonna look at them twice and
yeah,
then never look at them again. My
I
dad
know.
said, I looked at our wedding photos when we got them back from the photographer in 1992 or 1993, whenever they got them back, because they got married in July, so probably late 92, maybe 93 when they got them back. He's like, I don't know if I've looked at them since. It's
Yeah,
2022, 30 years. He has not looked at those. So I mean,
I know.
yes, you want to take photos at your wedding. Of course you do. I mean, but it's one of those like it's out of tradition. They're you're probably never gonna look at them again. Let's be
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah,
Not many people look at their wedding photos. So it's
yeah.
me borderline. It's like, is it even worth paying for wedding photos? Because I'm probably gonna look at them once, maybe twice,
That's yep,
never
that's
again.
the thing. And I've seen different things. Like on TikTok there's like, you know, like an electronic book where you open it up and it will like go through the photos, or like there's something, cuz I know we're going to look at, I think for like the first few years, like obviously like we'll get a few printed up and whatever, you
Right.
know, in some people's
And like
houses or
put it
whatever the things.
at your desk at work or
Yeah,
whatever.
but like
Like, yeah.
after a while they'll lose it for sure. But at least I like, cuz the same thing with engagement photos. And a big part of the reason why we did those engagement photos was to kind of see like how our photographer was,
How
like if we
well they
liked
do.
her, if we did
Yeah.
well, if we liked what she brought to us, you know. So that was
Absolutely.
part of the reason we did that. And it wasn't, I don't remember what the engagement pictures, but I don't think they were that expensive where it would, I feel like it was a waste of money because I love our pictures. They're beautiful. And
Hmm.
like we have quite a few in our house now, so, or apartment, whatever. But yeah, but everything I was just like, oh my God, there are so many
Yeah.
things we have to do, so many things we have left on the list. And I was just like on 7, 8 different websites price searching, trying to get the lowest of everything. And some
Yeah.
of the stuff like
But
flowers are so expensive.
that's
I can't.
exciting that it's 4 months away. Like it's
I
coming way too
know.
quickly.
I'm excited. I have my first dress appointment next month. I have my
Ooh.
shoes. Like it's becoming real.
I didn't see my sister's wedding dress until actually the day of, and I was blown away the first time I saw her. I was like, "You are so pretty. I have such a gorgeous sister."
I
If I get
know.
permission, maybe I'll. I don't think I'll put an actual post, but maybe I'll do like a story of my sister's wedding photos if I can get
Yes.
snag a few.
So
But yeah,
cute.
is there anything else that you want to
No.
quickly talk about? I know we're running a little over on time today. I know we
I
try
don't
to
think
do
so.
around half-hour episodes, but we've been doing some long ones. That's fine.
We have the
I think our
time.
listeners are having fun, so that's I guess the most important part.
True. No, I think I'm set for today.
Alrighty. Well, I think maybe doing another tipsy one, but maybe do stories or something we find online because those are fun when you're a little
Oh
tipsy.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes. Did you
but
finish yours?
yeah, so this is week 2 from coming back from our little hiatus. I don't know about I was just gonna call you Emily. Holy crap, Amy. Um, highly recommend High Noons if y'all haven't had them, and if you're
Definitely.
of legal age. And then sounds like I need to try what you're drinking because it
Simply
sounds
lemonade.
amazing. Simply lemonade. You'll have like the Simply
Simply,
lemonade, like the
yeah.
big jugs you get
Yep.
at Meyer.
Yep.
Ooh, good to know. I will have
Phenomenal.
to write that down.
Did you
Actually, no,
finish?
let's be honest. Text me because I'll forget. But yeah, so that is just a little life update from us about Amy, what's going on with her wedding, and how school is going, and how my life is going with horses and drinking. Because I think we probably did about half of this episode just about drinking.
I can do a full
Um,
one.
Oh, we probably could. We're young and we're full of booze some weekends or weekdays. Let's be honest. It's Wednesday when we're recording this. Um, so yeah, uh, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. Give us 5-star, hopefully, review. That really helps us. It helps the algorithm. It lets people know um, that listen to certain things that are similar to us. It gets our name out. Share us, like us, review us, etc., etc. If you haven't yet and you're just listening to our podcast, go follow us on YouTube. We are on YouTube as well now. The beautiful Amy is doing our video editing. So
Yes, yes.
if you are listening to us, yeah, go check that out if you like a video component. I mean, we're not that animated, but if you haven't met me in person or vice versa, if you haven't met Amy in person, you get to get a face to the name.
And sometimes the little mischievous puppy pops in.
Yes, we love seeing Evie's ears or face or whatever pop in. Today we got that, and you get our little blumbers. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm gonna make it a
Blunder?
word. Blender.
No,
Sure. Uh,
blunder, not a blender.
blunder. That's the word.
The blender is
I've
not
had
the
a
right
few.
word.
Okay. Yeah, blender. Just mix it up. Um, but yeah, so the camera fell, so y'all get to see that. But we're leaving it in. Let's be honest, because we were talking over. Anywho. But yeah, so give us a review. It will help us tremendously. Send us to anyone if you like our podcast. Give us a like. And we hope to see you or have you listen to us next week. No idea what we'll be talking about next week, but I guess we'll find out. So thank you for listening. Amy, any last final comments?
No. Thanks for
Okay.
joining us.
Yeah. See you guys next week. Peace out.
Bye.